And now, presented by Sprite, the 2K pregame show.
Here in our NBA on 2K Sports studio, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal at your service. Tonight, it'll be the Dallas Mavericks going up against the Rockets in Houston. And for Houston, these guys are playing good basketball with 7 wins in their last 10 games, and they like their chances tonight. The Mavs seem to catch teams off guard a lot, kind of have a way of sneaking up on you. What are they doing that other teams just don't see coming?
Yeah, Mavs are sneaky efficient on offense. They don't really do anything flashy, but they always get the good look, especially with Dirk and that iron leg jumper. And on defense, they create turnovers very well. They're not known for their defense, but they know how to win and turn over the ball.
Just about game time. Let's get it over to Kevin Harlan.
We've got NBA basketball in store for you here in Houston, Texas, the home of the Rockets, live on 2K Sports. The Houston Rockets coming to this one after a win against the Lakers in Los Angeles.
And I think, Kevin, it really showed how important it is to have a strong bench performance. You go out on the road, you can't rely on your starters night in and night out. The reserves have to contribute and help them out.
I think we definitely saw that, Steve, throughout the game. They were really tied together as a team. Didn't make any difference who was out on the floor. You'll take every road game win you can, and they're happy with that one.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Dirk and Chandler up front. Monte is the 2 with Parsons playing the small forward. And it's Rondo in at the point guard. Now, here is Harden. Boy, he was something else against the Lakers. Ellis with it. Picked up by Monte Eunice. Nice shot by Rondo.
You always like to get that first lead of the game.
Yeah, Steve, a good way to set the tone early on there.
Well, it's been said about Rajon Rondo that he's the smartest guy in the room and also might be the most stubborn. He's got a terrific IQ for the game, but he's opinionated. We've seen him butt heads with coaches in high school, college, and the pros, but that certainly doesn't take away from his greatness. He's a winner, a champion, and a terrific point guard.
Well, you're right. It has fueled his rise, whether it was at Kentucky, growing up in Louisville, or certainly playing with the Boston Celtics. Among some very important players, Hall of Famers like Allen and Garnett and Paul Pierce. He may have needed a little bit of that just to kind of clear the clutter and show that he could be a leader. Now here's Ellis. He's coming off a 19-point game against Memphis. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Chandler, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam.
Carving out some space and eating a little glass at the offensive end while he's doing it.
You got it with a ferocious follow.
Yeah, but just another day at the office for him. That's what he does.
Everly with the ball. He's guarded by Ellis. Harden's shot is good.
Well, Rondo has said he'd like to be a coach when his playing days are done. And despite his dust-ups with former coach Doc Rivers, he says he studied his ways and learned a lot from him. Definitely a lot of respect for him.
And Harden wide open. He shoots. Ariza dishes to Dorsey. Chandler with the block. Ariza has the open look. And finally they hit one. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. And Rondo had said that his knee injury has made him humbler and certainly more appreciative of the NBA and his God-given gifts and not skipping steps in his approach now to the game.
Yeah, but he did skip a flight with the Celtics last season. He stayed in L.A. to celebrate his birthday. That's not exactly how you want to go about your work.
That's good from Chandler on the assist from Monte Ellis. Chandler's got his second bucket.
A good job of spotting his teammate near the basket and zipping the pass right into it.
And the jam by Harden.
Solid work on the back end of that play.
Yeah, finish hard with 2 hands on the stuff.
Nothing extravagant about it, but there didn't need to be.
Now here's Nowitzki.
Gotta love the use of the bounce pass there. Perfect feed.
Now here's Beverly. Not a lot of room. Fires the 3. And he gets it to go. Beverly's got his first 3 points of the game.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jumpers.
And Parsons kicks to Rondo. Ellis against Harden. Takes the 13-footer. Here's Chandler. Ellis, the pass to Parsons. The three. The shot by Rondo is no good. Rockets leading by 4. It's Ariza on the wing. From the arc. And another three for Houston.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
Yeah, they're making the right play. They're working together, and they're just looking for the best shot they can every possession.
And that one's good, Ellis.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
One thing you know when it comes to the Mavericks is they're not going to sit back and stand pat. They want to reload, not rebuild at the end.
And Dallas going with the whole new group out there. Now, here is Harden. 7 points in the game.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
Well, now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Houston with a big group substitution here. Capela checked in for Dorsey. Smith comes in for Monty Eunice. Corey Brewer's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. Well, guys, the Mavericks have made the most out of this run since they've had Dirk Nowitzki. A strong team for so long because they never tore it down.
And there were times they could have. I mean, you have to respect that mentality that, you know, they've maintained their unity, their continuity. And as long as you have Dirk, you know you can put pieces around him to be competitive. That's what the Mavs have always done.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Let's see how long they can keep it going. This is quite a start.
And it's Harris off the drive. Here's Barea. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. Barea's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Here's Smith. Kicks it out to Harden. And a miss there on the triple.
You know, they've been beating this club to a lot of loose balls. And
love the work ethic they've come out of the locker room with.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
Nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
You know, Josh Smith is a very talented player, but if you have to pick his game apart, he's a bit of a tweener. You know, he's not really a power forward in a traditional sense, but not a three-man either. He's an athlete who can do a lot of different things, but so much depends on the players he has around him. It needs to be the right fit.
And with Smith playing at the 4, it used to be a luxury as he can defend players with his reach, but now, Clark, it's almost a necessity as he gets older, and his shot from outside isn't what it needs to be.
Well, in the modern NBA, Kevin, you know this as well as I do, you got to have perimeter threats, and if you play him at the 3, he can put you at a real disadvantage.
Powell played in with a nice touch off the glass. Powell's got his first points of the night.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
It's Jefferson with the drive. Here's Barea. Another 3 for Dallas. The wide open look here for Terry. And it is good at the buzzer. Wow.
Boy, ends the quarter with a dead-eye 3 as a...
Next Monday.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Houston.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Rockets leading by 4. On the floor right now for the Mavericks, they've got Rajon Rondo. Chandler Parsons out there with Aminu. Then there's Harris. And it's Powell in at the 5 down low. Harris outside. Harris right side. And a wide open look for Rondo. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got 3 assists tonight.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
It's just beautiful basketball to watch, Clark.
The Rockets, of course, at the forefront or vanguard as far as advanced analytics go. Some in the NBA have scoffed, but hey, they're doing something right.
And he uses the glass on the layup.
He's never going to pass up on a chance like that. Even with just a sliver of daylight, this guy can get to the rim.
Aminu over to help. Snatched away. There's a whistle. It's going to go on Corey Brewer. That's his first foul for the Rockets. Joey Dorsey's checked in for Capella. Matajunas comes in for Smith. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jason Terry. And then for Dallas, Tyson Chandler. He's checked in for Powell. Nowitzki comes in for Al Farouk Aminu. And it's Ellis in for Harris. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, over to you.
Well, Kevin, Patrick Beverley could make the case for being the league's most disruptive defender at point guard. He said, quote, "I know some people might not like my defense, but I don't really care. I'm physical, I'm tough, and I'm setting the tone. I don't look at the numbers. I just go out there and I guard everyone exactly the same. And that's aggressively, Kevin. Exactly what they're looking for."
He gets after it. Nothing easy. Thanks, Doris. Here's Beverley. No good with the triple.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
Yeah, not enough defensive coverage there to prevent him from firing that time. But, yeah, I think if he's open, he's got to let that thing fly.
Nowitzki dishes to Ellis. Feeds to Parsons. Back to Ellis. This one for three. Rockets with the rebound. They've led by as much as 10. And Brewer gets to Ariza. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Well, they're not backing off at all, are they?
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Rockets. That one was played down in Houston.
Yeah, last time out against this club, it was a loss that I'm sure is still fresh in their minds. Such a close game, and they were in major foul trouble by the end. They have to feel like it was one that really got away from them.
James Harden is checked in for the Rockets. J.J. Barea is checked in for Dallas. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And Steve brought up what most people remember, Clark, about that game. The sight of some key players watching from the bench as they lost a very tight one.
And, Kevin, you know what? They don't have anybody to blame but themselves. They were reckless and out of control, and everything that happened to them and went against them was self-inflicted.
And that one's good. Beverley. Now it's a 7-point Rocket lead for Dallas. They've gone 3 of 7 shooting the ball here in the second quarter. Ellis goes in. That's good. Ellis has got his second basket.
That mid-range jumper, just another one of his weapons.
Beverley, the pass to Dorsey. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
Great teamwork out there, really helping each other out.
They're playing as one. I mean, they're like a symphony. Everybody in harmony and in beat and in rhythm. 5 straight baskets now have resulted because of assists.
For 3, Ellis. Ellis can't get that one to fall either.
And are they ever working inside? Good job on the glass.
Excellent job on the glass, Steve. I agree. I mean, they're battling in there. They're fighting, they're scrapping, they're clawing, and they're getting the job done.
Barea dishes to Chandler, and that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. The drive by Nowitzki. Kicks it out to Ellis. Back to Nowitzki.
Well, this is painful to watch. He can't get one to go down. Really having trouble finding his game here in this half.
You know, with Dirk, he has the type of game where he might be able to play till he's 50. I mean, the way he shoots the ball and creates offense for his teammates, it wouldn't shock me if he was around Dallas for a few more years.
That one's in there. Rocket lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Barea. Now a timeout called by Houston.
Well, you know, the Mavericks got back into the playoffs last season after missing the playoffs in 13. And this is a team that expects to be a playoff factor. Aside from that one season, they've not missed the playoffs since 2000.
Dallas making a switch here. Jefferson's checked in. Rockets leading by 8. Harden up top. He's guarded by Ellis. Chandler with the steal. And it's Ellis penetrating. Made it on the run, too. Ellis has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
And you look at the legacy of success for the Mavs, you have to go back to 2000 to find the last time they had a losing season. And even in 2013, in what they term a disappointing year, they went 500 in the cutthroat Western Conference. Pretty impressive.
Ellis right side. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a 3-point play.
And he's shaking off a poor first quarter shooting effort. He's really starting to turn it on now, guys.
Josh Smith, he's checked in for Houston. Terry comes in for Trevor Ariza. You look at how much ownership can impact the team's fortunes. The first 20 years for the Mavericks, they cracked 500 6 times, but they've done it in every season under current ownership.
Well, I know ownership is important, partner, but come on now. They do have Dirk Nowitzki, and he has a lot to do with that winning record as well. But no question about it, the Mavericks are clearly a first-rate franchise, and everybody from ownership on down can take pride in that.
2 shots.
James Harden with the most famous beard in the NBA. In fact, he leaves his barber in charge of trimming it, so you can give him all the credit or maybe the blame, depending on how you look at it.
Capela checked in for Montejunas. Chandler's shot good.
You know, when the size advantage is that pronounced, I mean, that's exactly what you should do offensively in this situation. Take it strong to the middle.
And Beverly kicks to Smith. Trains it from 9 feet away. Smith's got his first points of the game. In Harden, a relatively quiet demeanor. Some have even said moody, but clearly he's embraced his new leading role in Houston.
And he said as much himself. He looks at the Rockets as his team, and you can see it in his demeanor on the court. With that leadership comes responsibility, and I think he's ready to continue to step into that.
Here's Smith. And there's the call on Jefferson. The Rockets have made 3 of 5 free throw attempts.
Well, this is something they'd like to improve, guys. About 72% on their free throw percentage for the season.
And, you know, you don't have to tell them what their free throw numbers are. I mean, they're well aware of it, believe me. Well, he did enough there. He made it a 2-possession game, at least.
Boy, beautiful assist. That's a couple of teammates clearly on the same page.
Here's Beverly. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. Harden's got 3 assists now in this one. Second quarter ends in a tight one. Rockets on top, up by 5. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Josh, you guys seemed intent on getting this win tonight. How important a game was this to this team?
Almost definitely. I mean, this game is as important as the next. We really need this win. I'm pretty sure that.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half.
Harden doing it all. 18 points, and he's done a good job distributing the ball as well.
Well, you can't discount what that's meant to this team. I mean, he's helped their cause with his passing, and it's really given his team a nice groove.
Beverly and Harden man the backcourt. Joey Dorsey is out there with Montejunas, and it's Ariza in at the small forward position. So that's who's on the floor for the Rockets. And that one's good.
That's been a great day for him, and if you remember, he gave them a huge performance their last time out as well.
Well, the Rockets, wouldn't you say, are really to be commended, Clark, for rebuilding this team without tearing it down to the studs, or taking, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. I mean, they've improved dramatically with Harden and Howard. But this is a team that's held the winning record in the West now for 8 straight seasons. That's pretty impressive.
It is. They retain possession. Harden kicks to Dorsey. Tries again. Mavericks with the rebound. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, given how they performed offensively that day, guys, they really had no chance.
Yeah, and the frustration just mounted. You could see it as they continued to come up empty. And by the end, they were really just happy to get out of there and have the game be over. A chance here to take a look at where the Mavericks rank in the NBA currently. First in points off turnovers, second in scoring, and they're number 2 in fewest turnovers a game. I call that squeezing the orange, and that's a team effort, everybody valuing the ball.
And Clark, you talked about those points off of turnovers. They're the best in the league right now. So that's a sign of good defense, but also an offense that capitalizes on mistakes. They really try to get out and run. And if they don't have a layup, they'll run to the three-point line too. And the Rockets showed great patience and planning over time, freeing up cap space, acquiring young assets. That enabled them to trade for James Harden and, of course, attract Dwight Howard in free agency, too.
And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. There's the killer two-handed slam.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
And this Rockets team, for all of its success, is still young, still developing that chemistry, but make no mistake, they've elevated themselves from playoff contender to potential title contender. I think exciting times are certainly in store in Houston.
Here's Nowitzki. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
Changing sides didn't seem to help them at all, huh, guys? They've missed their first 3 shots in the third quarter.
Ariza takes it off the glass. And now a 12-point Rocket lead. The Mavericks have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second half. Rondo drives in. Now the dish to Ellis. And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's foul number 2 for him. And now around 2 minutes gone by in this half. Eunice with the steal.
That was an ill-advised pass to attempt. He had to know there was a man there in position for the steal. I love the flow that they've been playing with offensively tonight. This is an impressive performance.
Well, and that lead they have just continues to grow and grow.
Here's Ellis. That's good. Ellis has got 17 now.
And they get one to go now after missing their first 3 shots. Maybe this will kick them into gear.
Monte Ellis, a scoring combo guard, the highest career scoring average ever, Steve, for a player never to be selected as an all-star in this league.
Yeah, he's always been on that borderline. Some of it, Kevin, has to do with, he's only been on a winning team 3 of his 8 seasons. 2 of those in Golden State, and then, of course, last year in Dallas. But you also think about the depth in the backcourt in the Western Conference. Boy, it's tough to make that all-star team.
It's Harden with the drive. That's blocked. Rondo on top. Ariza covering. Rondo passes to Ellis. No luck. And it's Houston the other way.
And for Ellis, at times he's been criticized as a volume scorer and not a great defender. Sometimes these labels that players get are hard to shake, whether they're true or not. But I think you can see improvement in Ellis's game in both areas. And if he can help the Mavs win big, I think he could be an all-star. Should be an all-star.
Again, the miss by the Mavericks.
Well, he hasn't had much success shooting the ball, but it's not too late for him to get it turned around and start contributing.
Ariza no luck. Mavericks trailed by 14.
You look at Ellis defensively, quick hands, great in passing lanes. And of late, he's done better one-on-one. I think playing for a detail-minded coach like Chris Carlisle has helped him at that end of the court.
Oh, boy, nice one-man fast break on that one. It sure was a stylish finish to cap it off, too.
Parsons outside. Yes, and it's Ellis picking up the assist. Parsons got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Harden dishes to Eunice. Down low. Here's Ariza. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Talk about complete control. Everything working in this one for Trevor Ariza. 15 points and some good assists, too. 4 of them. He's shown some flash with his passing and some grit with his board work.
That's not a combination too many players are capable of either, guys.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Capela checked in for Dorsey. Smith comes in for Monteunus. Brewer is checked in for James Harden. And it's Terry in for Patrick Beverly. Dallas calls timeout.
It's interesting that the Mavs almost exclusively build through free agency. They make draft picks, but they always seem to have a hand in free agency come July.
The Rockets making a switch here. Cannon's checked in. Big bodies and soft hands. Well, that's what these guys possess. The top assisting centers and power forwards this year. In the third spot, Josh Smith.
Well, it takes tremendous feel for the game to be able to make the passes these big guys are capable of making out of that low post area.
Absolutely, Steve. I mean, these fellas play in the high traffic area on the court, so the passing lanes for them are a lot tighter than they are out on the perimeter. Not nearly as much room.
Just 5 to shoot. They get it back. Anaminu kicks to Barea. Harris with it. Averaging 8 points a game. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Harris has got his second basket of the night. There's a minute left to play in the third. Here's Cannon. Here's the three. That drops. Cannon's got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, with a dead-eye shooter like him, it takes more than average defense to put a stop to it. It takes great defense, and even that might not be enough.
He's really stood out for his club today. Even though they're struggling a little bit, he's doing his part.
Into Smith. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
Well, Josh Smith, one of the league's most versatile defenders, is very strong and athletic, and he can guard either 3s or 4s, which gives your defense a lot of options.
And Smith, a terrific shot blocker. His great athleticism making an impact every time he steps on the floor.
Yeah, just a guy that I think does a really good job filling up the stat sheet. Steals, assists, and he'll give you some highlight reel, too.
Yeah.
J.J. Barea, quick scoring guard, great attacking off of pick and rolls. And for his size, I'll tell you what, he has an impressive ability to finish around the rim.
And for Barea, at just 6 feet, a scrappy defender, Clark. He plays in close, and he's a master of drawing charges.
Yeah, you know, the league actually cracked down on him a little bit. One of the players singled out for flopping, and that's mitigated one of his best defensive weapons.
And it's Harris off the drive. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Capela's got 4 rebounds in this game. Fires the 3. Goes back up. The shot is off. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Rockets lead by 12. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports.
On tap next Monday, February 2nd, Marc Gasol and the Memphis Grizzlies take on Eric Bledsoe and the Phoenix Suns, live from Phoenix. Don't miss it.
And a moment here to look back at our State Farm assist of the game.
Well, no question, this was going to be the winner. Just take a look. Look at the expertise he shows on this pass. Perfectly timed and beautifully placed.
On the floor for Dallas starting the fourth quarter here. Al Farouk Amino is out there with Chandler Parsons. Then there's Harris. Then it's Jefferson. And it's Powell in at the center, locking down the middle. Blocked.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
Well, the main thing is they haven't allowed many second chance opportunities. And that is always going to allow you to maintain your lead.
And the basket by Harden. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Rockets.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And I'll tell you, the other thing that's been a factor is the transition game. They're scoring a lot of points on the fast break.
Here's Brewer. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time.
Back-to-back threes for him. The defense is slacking off a little.
It does look like their energy is lacking at this point.
And Parsons gets it to go.
You know, next time he has that much space, he should just go straight up with it and leave the fadeaway at home. Park that fadeaway. Take the shot that's available.
And the dunk by Smith. And that's how you exploit a gap in the D, I guess.
Yes, sir. No soft finish there. Major power.
Wow. He knows an opportunity for the highlight reel when he sees one.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Well, he's got to get everybody on the same page. I mean, that's the reason for this timeout. And if that happens, I think they can improve and start playing better.
You know, it's a coach's job to always try to be 2 or 3 steps ahead of the opponent and to look for that extra edge if he can. And I think he feels like he might have seen one.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Joey Dorsey's checked in for Smith. Reza comes in for Corey Brewer. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Jason Terry.
Well, it's kind of been the story here today, hasn't it, Clark?
Rondo kicks to Ellis for the 3, and he gets it to go. Ellis has got 20.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Harden with it, picked up by Ellis. Harden can't hit.
Well, those chances are almost always 2 points for him. I guess the defense did what it had to do to bother him.
Ellis goes.
Ridiculous. Tore it down that time.
Well, as far as the defense goes, Clark, that is not what's going to keep them in this league.
Yeah, but from the other perspective, you can see just how much that dunk pumped those players up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree, guys. I sense a little bit of a momentum shift here.
Dallas moving the ball around. Chandler against Ariza. From deep. Parsons with the rebound. Parsons got his 4th rebound in this one.
He's not exactly striping them from deep. He had 1 free ball in the first half. Still bageled in the second.
It's Harden with the drive. Here's Ariza. Kept alive.
I like the defense, guys, really getting a hand up and challenging shots.
Yeah, Steve, lurking on that shot, and that was a tough one.
And just about 3 minutes through the 4th quarter here. From deep, Ellis. No luck. Good work defensively by Harden. Rockets leading by 17. Here's Nowitzki, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Timeout called the Rockets. Well, you talk about the great European players in NBA history. Dirk Nowitzki, Steve, has to be right at the top of the list.
Well, without question. And another distinction, you know, for Dirk is possibly the greatest 7-foot shooter in basketball history. Actually, I think he is. And then with that high release, you know, his jumper is about the closest thing to an unblockable shot as we've seen, you know, since maybe the sky hook back in the day.
All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, guys, Kevin McHale had some advice for the team in that last break. He told the players, let's put our foot on them and keep them down. We've got them exactly where we want them. I want to see you guys slow the pace, use the clock, and stay away from any silly fouls.
You know, you mentioned the sky hook. Dirk has actually been working on a version of that shot with his lifelong German trainer. Still tinkering with his game and looking to add to it even now. And he's surely going to be a Hall of Famer. That's part of the reason why he doesn't stop working on improving.
1:53 left to play in the final quarter. And it's Terry off the drive. And it's Houston with another.
And they're getting that lead way up there now. I mean, it should be a stroll to the final whistle from here.
Yeah, this late in the game, it'd be almost impossible for them to blow a lead like this.
Again, the miss by Ellis.
Nowitzki has a game that's aging so well with his size and touch. He says in the offseason he trains more just on lower body strength than he does on shooting skill, trying to keep that great platform for his shot. And this is what they wanted, to announce their presence in this matchup with authority. Very decisive. And I think it can be considered a statement win for the Rockets.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight, Clark, they had both.
They sure did. I mean, the ball was moving and guys were knocking down shots.
And so checking out their record tonight, that'll mark win number 32 overall.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Harden. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket just seems to be incredibly wide.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today. There's a glaring discrepancy between these teams in that area of the game.
Yeah, that's what's paved the way for them to build this big lead, no question.
Here's Capella. Here's Brewer. The wing jumper off target.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
Jefferson kicks to Harris. Back to Jefferson. Lets it go from deep. And Al-Farouq Aminu gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, you like it when a guy goes hard to the boards, but you have to be smart. He went right over his back on that one. Not a good play.
I think he was just over anxious that time.
Here's Kanan. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Dallas has gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. He had a nice open look right there. Houston's gotten 3 of their 6 three-pointers to fall here in the fourth. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. For Dallas, they've gone 8 of 16 from the field in the fourth, exactly 50%. Jefferson passing to Harris. Harris missing again. Here's Capella. Dishes to Cannon. Puts it up. Good as the jump shot falls.
Well, they're going to walk out of here with a win and send this crowd home happy.
A very solid performance in a lot of areas for them.
So we see.
Yes, I'm here with James Harden. Congratulations on this win. It was a team effort aided by this electric home crowd atmosphere. What made the difference?
We just had to play solid defense. Talk to each other, help each other out. That was amazing tonight. It was unbelievable. Like I said, I'm happy for our guys. And, we got a good victory at home.
Communication's so key. James, thanks for the time. Guys, over to you.
Doris, thank you. And for Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, and the rest of our great 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us as Jordan presents our player of the game, James Harden.